Hello, welcome to my YouTube channel. My name is David and in this video I'm going to show you how to play the game Pina Coladice. This is a mix between Yathzee and Connect 4. This is for 2 to 4 players and you can win the game by scoring the most points after one player reaches 20 points or more. We're going to finish the round and whoever has the most points. Or when one player has placed his final cocktail token, also we're going to finish the round and see who scores the most points. But you can also get an instant win by having 4 of your cocktail markers in a row. So please let me show you how it's played. So all players will pick a color and keep this in front of them, their coaster with the points. The starting player will put his marker, one of his cocktail markers on the 1. The second player will place it on the number 2. Third player on 3 and the fourth player on 4. And the starting player will get all 5 of the dice. So you have 6 cocktail markers left to put on the coasters, and those coasters are put in a grid of 4 by 4. There are more coasters in the box than in the grid, so every game might be a little different. Also, this is just placed randomly. And these coasters will tell you what you have to roll in order to place a coaster on it, and also the points they are worth. When setting up for 2 players, you will put all coasters, like I did, on this side with the open round. When playing with 4 players, you will have to place all the coasters with the filled dot upside. Don't know if that's the correct word, but with this dot. Because then there are 2 spaces available on each coaster. And when playing with 3 players, you will make this pattern with both the 2 player sides or the 4 player sides face up. So when it's your turn, you are allowed to roll the dice 3 times. You can stop before if you want, and you can re-roll any dice you've maybe put aside. And then you have to place one of your cocktail markers on a coaster if possible. Easy reminder, for the green ones you need to roll doubles, for the blue ones you need to roll triples, 3 of a kind, and the red ones will give you a special task. So let's just say I roll this. I already have a triple, so maybe I can roll some more ones, and one final roll. So, now I am done. I have to deal with the dice I've rolled. Let's see, the total value of my dice is 14. So I could place it over here, or I can take the triple ones over here, but that's just 1 point. So I'm gonna go for this one, and I place one of my markers over here. Since we're playing a 2-player game, there's only 1 spot, and no other player can place his marker over here anymore. And I score 2 points. So roll the dice. If possible, place a marker. If I cannot place a marker, bad luck for me, it's still the next player's turn. Although there's a happy hour variant, but I will show you later. And now it's the next player's turn. But something to keep in mind when scoring coasters. In the next turn, maybe I will roll 2 number 1s and I can place my marker over here. Then I will score the point of the coaster. But you also score 1 point for each adjacent coaster, even diagonally. So in this case I would score 1, but there's a marker of me adjacent also, so 2 points in this case. Yep. And in a later turn maybe I score this one, then I will score 1 point, plus 1, plus 1. So you want to try to make your coasters next to each other so you can score more points when placing your marker. And keep in mind, at any time when a player managed to connect 4, have a line of 4 coasters with only his color or her color, then that player immediately wins the game. And you can make it vertically, horizontally, or you can even make a connect 4 in this way or in this way. And basically, that's the game. You roll up to 3 times. You place your marker on a coaster. You score the point of the coaster plus 1 point for each connecting cocktail token to that one. So in this case 1, 2, 3, 4. You can go diagonally. Once a player reaches 20 or more points, then we're going to finish the round. That's why the first player marker is over here, the coaster, so you know who started the round. We finish the round and who has the most points is the winner. Also, when a player places his or her last marker on the board, then we finish the round, and then whoever has the most points is the winner. And there's an instant win by making a connect 4. Then the game immediately ends, and that player is the winner. And like I said, if you roll dice and you cannot place a marker, now bad luck, and it's the next player's turn. But you can also play the happy hour variant. Then we add in the other side of the start player coaster. If you cannot place a marker, you have to roll a single die. 1, 2, 3 is bad luck for you, 4, 5, 6 is better. Because if you roll a 1, then you lose 3 points. If you roll a 2, you have to remove one of your markers from the coaster. And if you roll a 3, all other players will score 1 point. So that's bad if another player has 19 points and you roll a 3. If you roll a 4, you get to move one of the other player's tokens to another coaster. It must be one that has still available spaces, but that player will score no points for it. When you're rolling a 5, you can flip one of the coasters, and that's very nice. Maybe if it's on this side and there are 2 of your enemies on that coaster. You can flip a coaster because all markers on the coaster get removed and you flip the coaster. And finally, maybe the best one, you will score 4 points. So this is optional to play with the happy hour. Then if you cannot place a cocktail marker during your turn, you are forced to roll 1 die and hopefully you will roll a high number. Let me just for the record show you all the red coasters. So 12, 13 or 14 must be the total sum of the dice you rolled. In this case, all numbers must be even, all numbers must be odds. The total value of all 5 dice has to be 9 or less. In this case 26 or more. Here you have to roll a small straight. So maybe 1, 2, 3, 4 or 2, 3, 4, 5 or 3, 4, 5, 6. In this case, Yathzee, 5 of the same numbers. Over here we have the 4 of a kind. We have the big street, how you call it. The long straight. 5 sequential dice. Full house. All 5 dice have to have a different value. And the total sum of your dice must be 21, 22 or 23. And so the green ones are doubles, pairs, and the blue ones are 3 of a kinds. And that is how you play a game of Pina Coladice. You can roll the dice up to 3 times, try to score a coaster. If you score a coaster that has your tokens adjacent, you can score bonus points. And you try to score a Connect 4, but that means you also have to carefully watch what your other players are doing. So sometimes you just want to place a marker on a coaster just to prevent that another player can score 4 in a row. So a nice quick luck, but still also some tactics in one game. And you can add the happy hour version for a little more randomness. If you have any questions about this game, please feel free to ask them in the comments below. My name is David, thank you for watching and hope to see you next time.